Hey guys, this is OracleDaphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back today to do a collective reading for anyone with their ascendant, sun, or moon in the lovely Libra. This is an exciting one. I'm excited for everyone for this one. I can see a lot of messages. I laid out some tarot cards, and we've got some charms from my charm bag, and I'm pretty much ready to go here for these. Just to let everybody know, these readings are a replacement for the monthly horoscopes. The monthly horoscopes have been moved to my new OracleDaphne 2.0 channel, and they're shorts. So I just posted my June horoscopes over on my other channel, so please definitely check that out for Libra. I will try to leave that link in the comments for Libra, as well as a link to my other channel if you'd like to check it out. I went crazy in April, thinking it was a really great time to start something new and take advantage of the Aries stellium, which I did. And I created like 46 videos. So I've done like 46 videos for that channel already in just over a month's time. So there's tons of content over there if you want to check that out. But on this channel, I wanted to do like a collective reading for the sun signs. So this is a collective reading for anyone, again, with our ascendant, sun, or moon in Libra, people who like to, I don't know, look for messages that are meant to find you that are specific to if you have like a sun, moon, rising in Libra, or, you know, you're following the astrology. I don't do that personally, but some people really like to. And so I've decided to do this series for people that like to, and I will post them, and I'm posting them as I go. So please be patient. I haven't posted the entire zodiac yet. I'm working through them. I can only really record 4 hours a day. I don't have more time than that to record. So I can only do between like 1 to 2 videos a day. Even though it seems like, you know, 24 minutes is not that long, I still have to post and I still have to get everything ready for it. So it just takes a long time. The whole process, start to finish, takes a long time to do these long format videos. If you'd like to donate and support me, I'd love it. All donations make my whole world spin. The link will be in the comments to PayPal, my PayPal button, but you can also donate through Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, or send me a gift card or something to my P.O. box. I love Amazon gift cards, as well as just regular like Visa gift cards. I appreciate those so much. Every little really helps, you know, and I'm just so grateful to everybody to support this work and this content. So let's jump in. To me, this is the most romantic reading that I've seen so far, actually, like this year. And it's not surprising because, you know, Libra is such, they are to me like the most romantic out of all of the signs. They will take you out to a nice dinner. They will buy you flowers and chocolates. They're really into mood and ambiance. You know, the Libras who like to, you know, go to cocktail hour, they love to mingle, they love to talk. I mean, these are the people that really support the hospitality industry. And, you know, Libra loves relationships. So, or to some Libras do and other Libras don't, but the Libras that do, they're really supporting, you know, spending time with their friends, with their family, with their partner, their person, their boyfriend, their girlfriend. And they're spending so much time. They put so much time into relationships. So I'm not surprised at all. We have the red heart here, which showed up like right away. It popped out right away to me. And we also have the 10 of Cups card, which I see is a very sex-focused card. But I also feel like it's not just like sex-focused. I feel like there's just romance. Words of love, words of romance, flowers. We have 2 things of flowers showing up here. It just feels kind of soft in a way, as far as relationships. So, you know, you might be, you know, I don't know, like I want to say really going the extra mile, Libra, for a person in your life, whether that's sending flowers or whether that's chocolates or whether that's doing something nice for somebody. This is not necessarily just romantic in nature, but I definitely feel there's an element of romance here. And I don't think sex is necessarily romantic, but there's a lot of romantic things that lead to that. So I feel like for many of you, this is like, I want to say like a transformation or like a influx of romantic energy in your love life. I saw this actually for, I think, the Taurus reading that I did over on my new channel for June. So some of you may have maybe in a relationship to Taurus, or you may have some Taurus in your chart. But to me, this is like, it's not necessarily, I feel like the difference is for Taurus for June, I felt like it was transformative in the sense that there was going to be some changes within their love life, not necessarily within an existing partnership, most likely within an existing partnership, not necessarily with just like somebody that, if they don't have anybody to date. But with Libra, the difference, I feel like with Libra, there's just like this lovey-dovey kind of energy, very soft pink energy, red energy. We have this ballet slipper here. So I feel like if there was a transformative element, I would say it's more of a shift in the energy of it going from maybe not as romantic, focused to being, I'm pointing here to Ace of Wands focused, this is getting back on the horse, guys. I'm not going to lie. This is having the hots for somebody. This is where the room becomes very steamy. This is, I'm seeing a whole bunch of stuff, guys. I shouldn't even go too much farther into what I'm seeing, but there's a couple of like music videos that have the steamy room scenes. I saw the James Bond, the Sean Connery one, where he goes into the steam shower with one of the Bond girls. I forget which one that was. And I'm also seeing the Kenny Chesney music video. I think it's Come Over. Yeah, I think it's just the Come Over Kenny Chesney music video. You're gonna have to look that up, and I might have to look up after just to see which one it is. But Kenny Chesney did a steamy video as well. So it wasn't like, it was just a part. It was just a clip in the music video one of the music videos he did. It wasn't like too graphic or anything. And same thing with the James Bond. It wasn't like too graphic, but it's actually surprising. The James Bond one with Sean Connery was a little bit more graphic than I was expecting. So, but this is where, things really heat up. And for those of you who are not expecting things to heat up, you're going to be very pleasantly surprised by how things heat up, okay, for you. I don't necessarily think that this is going to be a disruptive element. I feel like this is going to be more of a pleasant experience, or I wouldn't say it's a surprise. I feel like for many of you, you're going to be really into this energy. If it's a new partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, they're going to be really into you. They're going to have a lot of positive, supportive energy to bring into your life. We have the ladybugs here. They're going to be really into surprising you with things. And so like, the Libra is the one to show up with, something like a surprise gift, or to show up with, romantic idea. My guys are showing me a Libra that I know who was super romantic with the way he went about his marriage proposal to his girlfriend. And like within that relationship, for example, that relationship was, super supportive of each other and the way they express themselves, and just super loving and super supportive. And I don't know, like, so if you're in a relationship to a Libra, it's very, very healthy. That's what I want to say. I do feel like for some of you, you might feel slightly distracted from your career, but only for like half a second. I feel like you're going to be full steam ahead on or very romance focused or relationship focused during this period of time. So it's almost like your career will take a back burner, or it could be two things happening at the same time for Libra. You could have also like an influx of business or a lot of beautiful things happening for you in your career. At the same time, maybe you meet somebody new and you go out on some really great dates, or you sleep with somebody new and it's surprisingly amazing and you kind of fall in love. Like, a lot of times people, when they're on their way up, they meet the love of their life, or when they're on their way up in an upward spiral, they tend to meet somebody new who is kind of matching that energy, who kind of rides that wave with them, or is just kind of with them at that time. The Nine of Pentacles is also, it's not just a blessing for career, although I have to say, I saw that card come up for me in my private readings for myself personally before my channel blew up. So you might have like an unexpected pop. Like you could be popping off if you are a content creator, if you're doing anything with YouTube or anything with social media, could be TikTok, could be anything really that you have where you're posting content and somehow it takes off. I definitely feel like some of you, this is going down a path that you're not expecting to go down. So for example, like for some of you, you may be quitting a corporate job and starting up your own like baking business, or for example, you decide, you and a partner want to do some homesteading, so you buy a farm, or like it's like a surprise career change. For me, like I was working at a law firm before I posted any videos at all. So essentially it was a surprise for me, for my YouTube channel to do what it did and for it to go that direction. And so for some of you, you're going to go in a different direction with your talents and gifts than what you're expecting. So example, like you might have artistic creative talents or musical gifts. You might start writing some music, or you might do something different with your music. If you are like a musician, for example, it seems like whatever relationships that you're into at this time are really going to inspire you creatively. So if you are a musician, you're into music, you're going to be writing a lot of really great songs and great things at this time. If you, for example, let's just say you're not in a relationship. Let's just say maybe you're dating, okay? And you're not technically in a relationship. You are single, but maybe you're dating, and maybe you're having, some hot nights here and there. And, it's all going to fuel your creativity. And you're going to come out of this period of time with a lot of really interesting creative content, or creative ideas, or creative music. I just see a lot of people like either writing music or doing things with their gifts. So, you might actually, like, if you are another spiritual person, you might actually start a YouTube channel doing tarot readings. Or like, let's just say, you're another spiritual person and you currently have, a day job, and you're like, I just want to post some content about, I don't know, maybe knitting, or like maybe post some content about, I don't know, things that you're interested in. Maybe it's sports. Maybe you do some sort of sports. Libras can really run the gamut of all the things. Like, they are not limited to one thing. So, you might be active in like the sports community, football. I'm seeing football, but I'm seeing soccer as well. I think they call it football in South America. I get really confused about that. But anyways, I'm seeing soccer and football, and to me, they're different. And yeah, I'm just seeing a lot of like creative ideas, things being fueled for your creativity. I'm seeing some elements. Okay, so like when I first laid out the cards, there's a couple cards, and I have to say there was a couple cards that came out in the Virgo reading, and I pulled some alternative cards, so I'm not just like reading the same things over and over again. But one of the similarities was that there's some frustration with things in your life. Maybe for some of you, the control element of your life, where for like, I'm seeing this steering wheel. And sometimes we get into areas of our life where we feel like we're not as much in control. Okay. Sometimes that manifests as us maybe being more unhappy or being a little bit like maybe not grumpy, but maybe ornery, but maybe bitter, resentful about the things that are going on in our life because we don't have the control, because we've lost some control. And for some of you, like there might be either a pop of temper or like a temper, like there's a buildup, maybe like a slow buildup to like maybe an outpouring of temper at some point, okay, that maybe surprises you or surprises another person. And the thing is, it does build up. And sometimes there's a valve that needs to be released in order for like us to get to a better point. It's almost like you have to break down to break through kind of thing. Which is what I kind of see here as well. So for some of you, but that the root of it is the loss of the control. So for some of you, you might feel like things are going differently than how you want them to go, or your life is different than how you wanted it to go. And when we get stuck in places that we don't want to be, we can get frustrated. When we get stuck or we feel like we're in a place in our life where things are going a different way than the way we want, and we lose control, then it can be very, very frustrating, and we can lead to unhappiness. Now, I will say, I don't feel like many of you are going to be unhappy during this period, but there might be some buildup of frustration some way in your life. So you could have on the outside, like the life of other people's dreams. Like you might be very wealthy. You might have, a beautiful home, a beautiful partner, an amazing supportive girlfriend or boyfriend. You might have children. I'm seeing starfish here. I'm seeing a lot of blessings in this reading. Blessings in love, but also blessings in your life. Let's see, the word blessings is coming out here with this. So and unexpected blessings too. So it's not like the universe is not blessing you. It's just that you're unhappy with the way things are going. And I'm going to say something here. This is very important that I say this, because this reminds me of a person who I lost because they couldn't figure out a way to either gain the control back in their life or become happy with what they had. They were suffering from a level of ingratitude. And this is not a judgment call. This is about somebody who I lost. My guides are showing me somebody who I lost, who was a Libra, who absolutely had children and absolutely had, a home and absolutely had a career, and they could not become satisfied with what they had. They were just suffering from a case of ingratitude. And so I'm going to tell you this, and this might sound like a really harsh thing for me to say, but I'm going to say it in a way that comes out when I'm channeling. And the best way to do this is to really start to think about the things that you're grateful for. And number one, and write those things down. And understand that you're in some kind of trap or hole that is only going to go deeper if you do not find a way to become grateful with what you have and satisfied with what you have. And if everything is unsatisfying, let's just say you're having amazing hot sex with somebody and it's unsatisfying, or you are, for whatever reason, very famous and you have, the fame and fortune to go with it, and you're unsatisfied. You're going to have to figure out some other way in your life to find whatever makes you happy and figure out what is going to satisfy you, because nobody is going to be able to give that to you. You're going to have to figure that out on your own. And you're going to need to get the control back in your life where you make a decision, and it's all down to your decisions, really, because Libra is like ultimately the decision master. They have to master making their own healthy decisions in order to gain the control in their life. So you have to decide who you're going to date. You're going to have to figure that out. And if it makes you happy to date that person, whoever that is. And you're going to have to figure that out. And you're going to have to figure out what kind of house you want to live in and what kind of lifestyle you want to have. And you're going to have to figure out what makes you happy. You cannot just please everybody and go along through your life doing things for other people, not for yourself, and get into a hole and blame other people for that hole. So getting the control back would be like a main theme of this reading for you. And I would say the caution here is, if you were to keep going in this direction, this is like the main caution, you're going to either become more unhappy because you're ungrateful for what you have, or you're never going to figure out what you want. And so you will essentially become bitter, resentful towards everybody in your life because you cannot figure out what is it that you want and what's going to make you happy on your own yourself. And it is the biggest challenge for Libra, and it is so hard for Libra. And I wish that I could deliver a different message, but that is the message. That's the truth. And my fear is that you will continue to feel frustrated because you don't have the control, and you have to make the decision to gain the control and go after what you want. And okay, for example, if what you really want is a house, let's just say in California somewhere where you can go surfing. This is just an example. Or to buy a boat. You're going to have to figure out how to do that. And you're going to have to figure out, and you're going to have to go get it. And you're going to have to decide you're going to go get it. Or else it's going to be unsatisfying living the life that you have where you haven't decided on any of it. And it's just kind of happened and it's just fallen into your lap. And some of you it's sickeningly blessed. Some of you are sickeningly blessed. You're so blessed. You have so many beautiful things happening for you. For some of you, you're pregnant. For some of you, you're going to get pregnant. For some of you, you're in a beautiful relationship. You have a beautiful house. You have maybe the best new car of the cars. You have the most amazing career. For some of you, you're like at the top of your game. Some of you could be uber famous and like be millionaires, or just be millionaires and just like have everything you could possibly want. And it's not enough because you just haven't made a decision on any of it. So you're going to have to make a decision on stuff. Like seriously write it down and hopefully count your blessings. This is a time to count all of your blessings, because I'm going to tell you something. The shit that's coming down the pike with AI I said this a long time ago, is going to make everybody realize what they were ungrateful for. And so for some of you, you're going to have a moment later in time where you're going to realize how blessed you were during this period. And there's miracles happening in your life. And to me, it's sickeningly blessed. You're sickeningly blessed. It's amazing what you've got. So I can only say to really remember gratitude. Watch your mental health as well. You cannot let your mental health slide at this time. You've got to get a counselor going, weekly visits. You got to really take care of yourself during this time. Some of you are a light for other people, and some of you have had to deal with some negative crap in your life, and you've overcome a lot of it. And I don't know, I'm really proud of you on the one hand, but at the same time, because there's all this amazing energy. But at the same time, I'm scared a little bit because I want you to get the control in your life. You've got to gain it. And once you gain that control, you're going to be unstoppable. That's what I have to say. You have all of the tools to be successful, or at least to have a level of satisfaction in your life, which other people don't get. That's what I want to say. Last messages here. You're going to be moving on from things or person or things. You're going to have this sense of maybe completion or moving on from something. You can be moving on from a phase of your life where you were bitter. I see it more like moving on from a relationship or moving it on from like a career path. There's beautiful financial blessings coming in as well. That's like one of the last messages. Thank you guys so much. I send everyone big hugs, big kisses. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Take care. Bye, guys.